Alexandra Gonzales, and this is my informative speech, and this is my audience for this speech. And now we will begin. Every year, there are 16,000 new cases of lupus reported, and it is believed that 5 million people throughout the world have some form of the disease. I was about 10 years old when I was diagnosed with lupus. One morning, I woke up and my legs hurt so bad that I did not want to get out of bed. My mom thought it was growing pains, but after a few months of complaining, we finally went to go see a doctor. It only took a few blood tests to confirm that it was lupus. I am lucky to only have a mild case, whereas a lot of people around the world have severer symptoms than I do. Today in my speech, I will be talking about the disease, causes, and treatments. Lupus is an autoimmune disease caused by the immune system attacking its own tissues and organs. When the immune system attacks its own tissues, it causes joint pain and discomfort. This is something I have to live with every day, and I feel kind of strange only being 20, but always complaining about my back or legs hurting. Lupus can also cause a person's skin to break out. The symptom of lupus is something called a butterfly rash. A butterfly rash is a rash that starts on one side of your face and spreads across to the other. These rashes tend to pop up during flare-ups, and I have only had it happen to me once, but there are people out there who have to live with it every day. A person's lungs, heart, and kidneys are also at risk when they have lupus. Lupus can cause kidney failure and inflammation in the heart and lungs. Not everyone who has lupus shares the same symptoms. This disease is very complex, so everyone with it is different. This makes it harder for people to understand what is going on with them, but also makes it harder for doctors to make a clear diagnosis. Blood tests, urine samples, and x-rays are all used to help doctors determine whether or not a person has lupus. It also doesn't help that there is no direct cause to this disease. The Resource Center on Lupus says that hormones, genetics, and environment all play a part in causing lupus to develop. Women are more likely than men to get lupus, so researchers have started looking into the relationship between estrogen and lupus. Men produce estrogen, but not on the same levels as women. Symptoms of lupus tend to show up more before a woman gets her period or during pregnancy. This is when estrogen levels are at their highest in women. Genetics are important when looking into lupus because researchers have identified more than 50 genes that they believe contribute to the disease. Lupus can be passed down by family members, but it can also just show up in a person. My great-grandmother on my mom's side had lupus, so this is where they believe mine might have came from. Lastly, researchers believe a person's environment can cause the disease to develop. Sunlight, exhaustion, and stress may all contribute to the disease. Although researchers aren't for sure that these environmental issues cause the disease, they are pretty sure they do. Lupus becomes more and more complex the more you research it. This disease has no two similar cases, no direct cause, and there is yet to be a cure for it. There are different treatments and medications a person can take for their lupus, but there is no cure for it yet. The Mayo Clinic website says that treatment depends on a person's signs and symptoms. Therefore, there are a handful of medications a person can take to help with their symptoms, but because the disease is unpredictable and anything can happen, people usually have to switch their medications occasionally. Milder cases, like mine, usually require one medication, but there are people out there who have to take up to 2 to 3 different ones. However, living on different medications can greatly affect a person's life. Carolyn Gore, a woman who has an extreme case of lupus, says that it's wonderful that medication allows you to function and keep you alive, but mood swings, insomnia, weight gain, and severe hunger are significant side effects that are hard to live with. When I first got my medication for my symptoms, it was great at first because it really helped me. After my case became a lot more mild, I was taken off the medication because I no longer needed it. After a few years, my eyesight started to get terrible. By my freshman year of high school, I was legally blind in one eye, and my other eye was getting a lot worse. The eye doctor informed my mother and I that my eyesight was getting worse over the years because of the medication I took while I was on lupus. The medication caused plaque to build up on my eyes, and when I stopped taking medication, the plaque fell off and left my eyes scarred. Living with lupus is scary, but there is a lot of hope that a cure will be found for it soon. Living with lupus for the last 10 years of my life has had its impact on me. However, I'm lucky to only have a mild case, whereas a lot of people around the world have cases that make it hard to get through each day. Lupus is a tricky and complex disease. No two cases are the same, and no treatment is guaranteed to cure it. There are a lot of research centers and organizations out there, though, who are hoping to find a cure soon. Thank you.